Welcome to Shadow of History, your destination for mysterious, dark, and untold stories from world history. In today's journey, we'll uncover the rise and fall of the lost city of Petra. Nestled in the desert landscapes of modern-day Jordan, Petra is an iconic archaeological site that continues to fascinate historians, archaeologists, and adventurers alike. What were the secrets behind this ancient wonder? What caused the city to disappear into the sands of time? Let's explore. Petra, often referred to as the Rose City because of its rock-cut architecture, was once the thriving capital of the Nabateans, an ancient Arab civilization. This incredible city flourished from the 4th century BCE until its decline in the 2nd century CE. Its monuments, carved into the red sandstone cliffs, have become symbols of the ingenuity and skill of the people who built them. But how did a nomadic tribe transform a barren desert landscape into a bustling metropolis? And what ultimately led to its fall? The rise of Petra began with the Nabateans, a group of desert-dwelling Arabs. Originally nomads, the Nabateans settled in southern Jordan around the 6th century BCE. The city of Petra was strategically located at the crossroads of ancient trade routes, connecting the Arabian Peninsula to Egypt and the Mediterranean world. This prime location allowed Petra to thrive as a vital trading hub, where goods like incense, spices, and precious metals were traded between East and West. What made Petra stand out, however, was the engineering marvels of the Nabateans. Living in the harsh desert climate, the Nabateans developed a sophisticated water management system that allowed them to capture and store rainwater. They built cisterns, aqueducts, and channels that provided the city with a reliable water supply, even in dry conditions. This innovation was crucial for Petra's success, ensuring it could support thousands of inhabitants and thriving trade networks. As Petra flourished, its wealth grew. The Nabateans were known for their skill in commerce, pottery, and jewelry. The city's architecture became increasingly grand, with temples, tombs, and public buildings carved directly into the cliffs of the surrounding mountains. The treasury, or Al-Khazna, is perhaps Petra's most famous structure, with its intricate facades and towering columns. The city's wealth and status were unmatched, as it became a central point for trade caravans traveling through the ancient world. Petra was more than just a commercial powerhouse, it was also a cultural and religious center. The Nabateans worshipped a variety of gods, many of whom were linked to natural forces like the sun, water, and the moon. The city's temples and shrines reflected these beliefs, with intricate carvings and symbols adorning the walls. The Great Temple of Petra, for example, was dedicated to the god Dushara, a deity associated with the sun and the desert. Petra's religious significance made it a pilgrimage site for many from across the ancient world, further elevating its importance. However, Petra's prosperity and cultural prominence would not last forever. By the 1st century BCE, the Roman Empire had begun to expand into the region. The Nabateans, though initially independent, were eventually annexed by Rome in 106 CE, and Petra became part of the Roman province of Arabia Petraea. Despite this change in political power, Petra remained a key trade hub and continued to thrive under Roman rule. The Romans introduced their architectural styles to the city, adding grand structures like theaters, baths, and triumphal arches to Petra's already impressive skyline. Under Roman rule, Petra continued to prosper for a time, with its strategic location still providing access to valuable trade routes. The city's population grew, and its wealth continued to accumulate. But this golden age was not to last forever. In the 3rd century CE, a series of factors began to erode Petra's power and influence. One of the most significant reasons for Petra's decline was the shift in trade routes. As maritime trade became more popular, the overland trade routes that had once made Petra rich began to fade in importance. This change severely impacted the city's economy, as it had relied heavily on the goods that passed through its gates. At the same time, Petra faced external threats. The Roman Empire was struggling with its own internal issues, and invasions from neighboring empires and nomadic tribes started to take their toll on the region. Petra, once a thriving metropolis, slowly began to decline. But the final blow came in the form of natural disasters. A series of powerful earthquakes in the 4th and 6th centuries CE devastated the city, destroying many of its buildings and infrastructure. The once thriving city, which had been a symbol of wealth and power, was left in ruins. By the 7th century, Petra was largely abandoned. The desert sands began to reclaim the city, and it was forgotten by most of the world. For centuries, Petra remained hidden from the outside world, known only to local Bedouins who continued to live in its vicinity. Its fate was sealed, and the once great city was reduced to a distant memory. It wasn't until 1812 that Swiss explorer Johann Ludwig Burckhardt rediscovered Petra, bringing it back into the global spotlight. Today, Petra is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and its ruins continue to captivate tourists, archaeologists, and historians alike. Yet, the mystery of why it fell into obscurity remains. Was it the shift in trade routes, natural disasters, or something else entirely? The answer remains elusive, and the city's full history continues to unfold as new discoveries are made. The rise and fall of Petra is a testament to the power of innovation and the fragility of civilizations. From a bustling trade center to a forgotten city, Petra's story reminds us that even the most prosperous civilizations can vanish, leaving behind only echoes of their greatness. What other mysteries lie buried beneath the earth, waiting for us to uncover them? Thank you for joining us on this journey into the shadows of history. If you enjoyed this exploration of Petra, please like this video, share it with fellow history enthusiasts, and subscribe to Shadow of History for more mysterious, dark, and untold stories from the past. Leave a comment below with your thoughts on the rise and fall of Petra. What do you think happened to this incredible city? Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll uncover another captivating chapter in the history of forgotten civilizations. Until next time, keep seeking the untold stories of the past, and remember, history is full of shadows waiting to be discovered.